Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niren here, and today it is time for me to talk about some huge news that came from EA recently. Now, you probably have to be living under a rock in reality to not know what EA did yesterday and what they announced would be on FIFA 17. It's been something that a lot of people have been asking for a very long time in terms of career mode and offline content on FIFA. They announced basically, I mean it's not called this, but it's basically story mode. It's not encapsulated into manager mode as far as we know, but it's basically a way more enhanced player career. Like if you play NBA, if you play the 2K games, the NBA games, it's basically like that. You start with a young player coming out of the youth academy and then make various decisions in press conferences and with your agents and stuff, and there's cool cutscenes and all that, and cinematics and all that. It looks aesthetically really good. And I'm not just going to talk about it because there's been other people that have talked about it and whatever. I'm going to actually say what I think, give you some details that might change your mind. Initially, I mean, it sounds amazing from what I've just said. You know, I mean, you're seeing screenshots as well in the background. It is really good. Combined with the Frostbite engine that EA have brought into FIFA 17, the graphics look mega. The story mode is a really cool idea, and yeah, I'm really glad they've done it. But there are some concerns. I'll get onto that a little bit later. But in terms of the nitty gritty, okay, first of all, you can't really just be anyone. You have to be a BPL player, and you have to be called Alex Hunter, who's this black guy. He's based off an actor, not a very famous one, but I'm fairly sure he's a real life actor. And they've used his face, they've modelled this, they've done the whole head scan thing on him, and you have to be him, and you guide him through, I assume, his career. We don't know how long the actual game mode lasts. It's a completely new game mode, but we don't know if like it's an entire career mode, like 15 seasons, or whether it's just a one season thing. I would assume it's more than one season, realistically. You can't achieve everything in one season. Now again, as well as seeing screenshots in the background, there'll be a link in the description that takes you to the trailer if you want to see that, but basically all the screenshots are from the trailer, so if you see the screenshots then you've probably basically seen the trailer, but you can go and check that out as well if you want. So you have to be a BPL player and you have to be called Alex Hunter. Unfortunately, fairly limited personalization in terms of what you look like and your actual personality out on the pitch, which is kind of a shame, but let's be honest, it would be pretty difficult for EA to implement that first time round. This is the first time they've done this. I think people just need to be patient when it comes to the customization element, because think about how much more effort it would be to be able to have like your own character in the story, not just like some set character, but any character with any name. I mean, the commentators say Alex Hunter so many times, the various characters within the story say Alex Hunter. You'd have to have some sort of way of being able to say every name possible. It would be so much more effort, so I understand why they've done that. I also understand why it's BPL limited, because the Barclays Premier League is the only league they have full licensing for. Maybe next year, if they get the full license for the Bundesliga, because they've got this sort of half license thing going on with the German league, if they can get the full licensing for the Bundesliga, you might see the story mode based in Germany as well. This time around, however, it is in England. As I've said, you can only be Alex Hunter. There's some really cool screenshots. It looks as if you can do sort of post-game interviews. You can interact with your teammates, your agent, your manager, and also be on the training ground. It seems like there's the national squad as well. There's a screenshot where they're looking at the FA building. So it does seem pretty in-depth apart from the customization, but to be honest, if there's a wide range of decision-making processes within the game mode, I don't think the customization element will be a problem, because if you have a wide range of variables that can go wrong, like depending on what you say, your relationship with someone will change. With the amount of different decisions you may be able to make within the story mode, everyone's will be different anyway. It doesn't matter whether you've got the same name or not. You know, like everyone's game mode, everyone's save will be different. They'll be fairly different anyway, because you can be any team. Any team in the BPL, sorry. The trailer is set around Mr. Alex Hunter playing for Manchester United, but you can choose any Barclays Premier League team that you want. And to go along with this, they've also announced that all the BPL managers will be in the game as well, proper head scans and everything. There'll be screenshots of Mourinho in the background at the moment, and then you'll also see Pep Guardiola, Arsene Wenger, and Jurgen Klopp as well. They look pretty good. In the trailer, they look a bit dodgy, but the graphics will probably get a bit better by the game's release. But in terms of the screenshots, they look really, really good, as do all the players as well. The screenshots for some of the players with the new engine are insane as well. So I've sort of described the nitty-gritty details to you, but I want to sort of put forward my thoughts. And again, as I've said before, it does look good. It's a really good high potential game mode. There's a lot they can do with this in the future. It's gonna be a little bit lacking, I think, this year, because it's the first time they've tried it. But as the FIFAs go, as the seasons progress, in terms of in real life, you're gonna get a better game mode. It's gonna get better and better, I have no doubt about that. It already looks pretty good, to be honest. It looks pretty good. As long as there is a lot of things that can change in terms of decision making within the game mode, it'll be fine for me. I don't know whether I'll make videos on it. It might be something that I just play off the internet. I don't know whether I'll make YouTube videos on it, but we'll have to see how that goes. I'm sure more information will be released about it. But as I said, it looks promising. It's not as good as it could have been, but again, it's the first time round. What I am more concerned about is actually the amount of effort that would have gone into this new game mode and how that's going to affect the other game modes. So if you're an Ultimate Team player, what's new to Ultimate Team? Because they announced this just before E3 or in this EA Play event, but they didn't talk about any of the other game modes. They talked about gameplay, the usual BS to do with AI intelligence that never ends up happening. This was the main thing though. And what I'm concerned about is that they've put no effort, or they've not been able to put any effort into manager mode, into manager career mode, because they've been taking so long with this new The Journey mode, which is its official name. So that's what I'm concerned about. If they can implement some things like post-game interviews that they've got on The Journey into manager mode, then that would be fantastic. But what I'm really concerned about is that they've done nothing with things like manager mode, with Ultimate Team, with Pro Clubs again, and they've sacrificed those game modes for this FIFA purely to make sure that The Journey game mode is functioning, which is just not ideal. I wouldn't mind a FIFA career mode with limited changes, as long as they make the AI good and they bring 3 or 4 really decent things, not massive things, not game-changing things, but 3 or 4 things, even if it's just from Football Manager, into the game, then I'm sure it'll be a lot better and a lot more fun. But if they're going to do nothing, which is a fear of mine because they've spent so long on this The Journey, then you know that's not ideal. But that's my concerns. The game mode itself looks pretty good. But I also want to know what your thoughts on it are as well. You've seen screenshots in the background that show you what it actually looks like aesthetically. You can check out the trailer in the description as well. And I just want to know what your thoughts are. I realise the customization, or lack of, is quite a drawback, but take into account it's their first attempt. Let's just hope, though, we don't get the same manager mode that we had in FIFA 16. Let's hope we get some sort of progression in all of the game modes as well as this new game mode. But nevertheless, hope you've enjoyed today's video. There'll be another one later today as well. This is not going to be the only upload today. Exams are done, so I'm back on the YouTube grind. If you did enjoy, though, feel free to hit the likes button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @theofficialfng. If you enjoyed that much, you can comment, leave your feedback, share the video with your mates, whatever you want to do. But nevertheless, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.